Hello, I'm Martin Fencka and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Civilization 5 as Morocco. At the start of the previous episode I asked you guys about suggestions for the next Let's Play, and so far we have over 20 comments and over 20 different suggestions. So I definitely have a lot to think about, but if you have more, just keep adding them. I was hoping that maybe you get, or at least one of the suggestions will show up multiple times, and that will give me idea which way to go. So far, as I said, each suggestion is different. They're definitely interesting, but it will be very difficult to pick one. So we'll see. As I said, there is still time to add more. So if you have some ideas, want to see something specific, please let me know in comments. That's one thing. And another thing, as usual, I check the situation on the map and all the stats and everything before I started recording. And I noticed one very disturbing fact. Indonesia is trying to sanction us, and this usually is the first step before war. Even though we still have declaration of friendship, this clearly means he is not quite sincere with the declaration of friendship. And I wouldn't be surprised even if he just declared through the declaration of friendship. So we have to do something to prevent that. The only way, basically, at this point, how we can lose is if Indonesia declares on us and uses nukes. I am pretty sure I can defend myself against regular units, but nukes would completely destroy me. We have small territory, so our units are always concentrated in small areas, and if I want to defend myself against conventional units, I need to have multiple units in the small area, always in the direction where the attack is coming from. And one nuke can just completely remove our army from the map, or maybe two nukes. So we somehow have to prevent a nuclear war with Indonesia, or ideally completely prevent any wars with Indonesia. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Or that's what I'm going to focus on now. I will probably accept trades that I usually wouldn't, and that won't be that beneficial to us, but I have to convince Indonesia that it's better for them to stay friendly with us and attack someone else. That will be one of the steps that I will make. Try to turn their attention on William and on Pakal, keep them busy with wars on this side. Currently they are not fighting anyone, so hopefully if we can keep them busy on this side, they will ignore us. We will just give them some good trades. And another step will be removing nuclear weapons from the game, basically, through the World Congress, and also removing uranium from them. I noticed they have access to some uranium. This is Persian, which is technically Indonesian, but actually, oh, I didn't notice they had uranium here and here as well. Never mind. But the city-state here has 8 uranium, so I moved one spy from, I think from Manila to Ur. I didn't want to fight for the influence over the city-state, but 8 uranium kind of convinced me that I should probably take this away from Indonesia. That's the problem. That's a modifier we won't be able to remove, that we are competing for the influence over city-states. But I can't just give up the city-states. I need those alliances. I need those votes. So, yeah. We'll see how this works and if we can prevent the war, because honestly, if Indonesia declares on us, and if they use nuclear weapons, we will lose, and it won't take long. I would say in 20 turns, they will completely destroy us. And there is one more thing, one more problem that we have. The game is becoming more and more unstable as we get to the very, very late game. I don't know why, I always had this problem with Civ 5. So hopefully we will be able to finish this and the game just won't fall apart, but I really can't do anything about that. Things like switching to this mode, it doesn't help. I don't know, there is some problem with the game processing turns, and I really didn't find a way how to completely solve the problem. But, well, that's something I really can't do anything about. So we'll just basically ignore it and hope that we just somehow survive this specific problem. Okay, enough talking. Let's start playing. So I changed some assignments in the capital instead of the those come on, merchant specialist slot. I'm working again diplomat so that I can send him here. We have to beat over 300 influence, so we will probably need the diplomat, and we get him in like 20 turns, which is not too bad. And the diplomat slots give decent yields. They give gold, they give some culture, I think. So it's not like I'm losing too much. I might even be making more gold now somehow. So that's that, and we have to keep an eye on the stock exchange. In I think 3 turns we want to switch to the Sydney Opera House again. Then we have the Hubble, but we can just check that later, and we want to pillage more trade routes because we will need money, and I will have to decide what I'm gonna do with the money. I wanted to save it to buy some of the pieces of the spaceship, but I may have to invest into other things, or maybe save the money and maybe buy nukes if things look really bad. But yeah, we can't afford the nuclear war, so we'll see. Okay, let's end the turn. Actually, no. Before that, we want those trades. I will buy everything I can from him. It's expensive as hell. I usually wouldn't make this trade, but as I said, I don't really have a choice. I have to just give him as many things as possible, so it's not so it feels to him like it's not a good idea to declare on me. How much would this be? It's like 50. What, 54? You take 53. 52. No, you'll take 53. I was thinking about buying uranium from him, but it's quite expensive, so I think I can live without it for now. So now it will be very important that we maintain the alliances with our neighboring city-states. In case the war happens, I don't want to be fighting the city-states and basically everyone else that is on our side. I mean, on our side of the map, like on our continent. Let's wait for the other caravan. Oh, it's so very kind of you, Japan. We can't pillage this one. I was thinking about sending the ironclad this way, and maybe check if we can steal some Dutch trading or not trading cargo ships. Might be able to steal one that's going to Kabul. That's something we could try. And along the way, can keep checking the coast. There might be some more cargo ships that we could steal. Okay, 45. What is this? Actually, do we want to keep feeding fast? No, I don't think so. Let's get all the remaining upgrades. Oh, probably not all, but as many as possible. Can we upgrade Fusiliers? We can. How much is that? 800. Oh, we got 3,000 from a city-state quest. Well, that explains how we managed to get so much money in one turn. 45. What is this? And I want to check one thing now. With all these extra trades, can we maybe convince him to declare war on someone? Probably not Assyria, that's not a big surprise. I was hoping on William, that would be probably the best option. There's the option to declare on Pakal. That would be over 100 gold per turn. What about the other way around? Come on. Oh, he can't declare war? Why is that? Declaration of friendship prevent. How did he get... What the... What? He is definitely... Or he definitely doesn't have declaration of friendship with Indonesia. Oh, that's odd. Okay, 45, 45. I may even go for exactly this. Just wanted to say that I may even accept like joint declaration of war on Pakal. I wanted to ask him this on the next turn. Well, now we know he would be willing to do it. I really don't want to fight anyone. Once I accept one war, then it will just probably start the cascade of wars. Okay, robot, what do we want to do here? Get more production. And let's ask again. Come on, dude. That's much better. I'm thinking about it. It will be 50 gold per turn again. This might be too early. How many turns do we still have for the Congress? 9 turns. Just the earlier I start this war, the earlier it ends, and I need the war to go for as long as possible. Much oil do we have? 11. Don't have any aluminum left. Damn, that sucks. We'll have to build the recycling center, I think. Oh, it can wait. I need more bombers. But actually, maybe I could just do it differently. Go for the recycling center. Wait for radar and then build heavy bombers. Might be better. It will take a little bit longer to build each one, but it will save us money on upgrades later. Okay, go. Scholars in the residence. Yeah, I will keep my votes. I won't even vote against the sanction, because I don't think I can prevent it. He has more votes than I do, so if he wants to sanction me, he will do it no matter what. Instead, I'll try to do some other things. The sanction is a bit of a problem. It will severely limit our diplomatic options, but it won't completely prevent us from trading. We can still trade with city-states, I think. So I'll just accept the fact that I can't do anything against the sanction, and it had to happen at some point, right? We are closing to the victory condition, so all the saves on the map will hate us. We will just work with the other proposals and try to, for example, get rid of scholars of residence that are working against us. Spaceship factory. I think I want to get a military base here. Willing to pay for it even. It will be military bases in Tangier and Fez as well. How are we doing here? You want to buy my open borders? No. Most dazzling cities. Yeah, Marrakesh is ahead a little bit. Actually, there is one thing I wanted to show you guys. Look at the happiness in the city. You have a city that has plus 24 happiness. Look at the numbers. Definitely ahead of the curve. You know what? Let's send the Zeppelin back quickly. Just 4 turns, and I'll upgrade him to paratrooper. He'll be able then to use the railroads in enemy territory, and we'll be moving much faster. The Zeppelin actually sucks. Okay, we met Almaty. And again, any changes here? Fire war on Pakal. The price is going up slightly. Fine. The sooner I started the war, the better. How is Pakal doing, by the way? He is fighting Assyria and Mongolia. Is winning against Mongolia, and Assyria really isn't doing that much during the war. I think we can afford it to start another war with him. Or he can afford to, like, fight another war without losing too hard. This is gonna be 50... What, 52 maybe? 1? No. Come on. Please don't crush on me. Always when I see that the turn takes a long time to process, I'm so nervous that the game just gave up. So there's Sydney Opera House. And the satellites. So what do we get from satellites? Access to Apollo program. Reveals the entire map. And special forces. And engineer. Okay. Why am I going around the border when I go in and, like, grab some cargo ships? So, free social policy. That's gonna be great leap forward now. Free tax will be internet. What do we get here? Great firewall. Increases tourism output and some extra culture we don't really care about too much. Great firewall. I don't think we really need that. Research against science. Reduction in infected enemy spies in the city. And reduced spy effectiveness. Negates tourism bonus. Yeah, don't really care about Great Firewall.
The internet is the
1. And there is nanotechnology.
The impact of nanotechnology is expected to exceed the impact that the electronics revolution has had on our lives.
Okay, research. Now we want to rush particle physics so that we can build CERN. And we used CERN to get, ideally, globalization and nuclear fission. Engineer will stay. Do I have the money to rush the recycling center? I want to start building bombers as soon as possible. Oh, 2000 tourism. Someone wanted to see how we are doing, like, culture victory wise. Still not good enough. Look at that. That's like 500,000 culture from Indonesia. It's just insane. And more importantly, we will never catch up to Netherlands. Like, this is ridiculous. This is the main reason why can't get the culture victory. Netherlands is so isolated that we would never get enough tourism to them. In some cases, we are getting almost 5,000 tourism per turn. Look at that. Only 300 to Netherlands. That just would never work. Here we have even 7,000. Okay, next. How are our spies doing, by the way? 2 turns. And the next Congress is in 5. Good. Build 2 agribusinesses. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Marrakesh is still growing. I will take this. Listen, William. Oh, I need embassy for this. Never mind. I could maybe even remove this, try to remove the sanction from Netherlands. That would give us so many more options how to like affect the world wars. We could start bribing William. Promise if I try to remove the sanction from Netherlands, there'll probably be a negative modifier with the whole world. It's something we can't afford. Okay, military base first. I have to be able to defend myself. I'll get the upgrade. I could probably upgrade this guy once again next turn, but I want him back on the other continent, pillaging trade routes. You want penicillin. Do I want to give you penicillin? How many tags does he have? 64. We have 72. Bakal has 66. You know what? I think I might just do this. Expensive is the tag. Fine. I think we are like ahead enough so that we can afford to sell attack. Oil. What does that mean? Should be fine. We have enough oil, I think. It's one strategic resource I'm not worried about. And yeah, we again rigged elections. So how many allies do we have now? 5 again. 63 influence. So basically one diplomat should do the trick. Love to get another recycling center, but don't think I can afford it to wait. Although... How long do we have? 1 turn for Hubble. And that means next turn we get the radar. All we can get in 1 turn is Stoneworks. Or can I para drop him? Far enough. Well, you'll just have to do it the old-fashioned way. And Indonesia is actually moving units to Bakal. It won't be a Cold War. Great. Next. Nope. Definitely not selling oil. I think I'll also build a few subs. We should have nuclear subs, right? Go. Hubble is ours. Oh, if we could start a war between William and Indonesia, no, that would be great. Listen. William is the important target. Come on.
Halaka Damik. Bagyo. Babarlo.
So recycling center is finished. Now this will be the last military base. Now we can finally start investing into units again, I would say. What do we need in our capital? I even thinking that I just skip Manhattan Project completely. Build Apollo program. Start working on the spaceship parts. Okay. Oh. Let's get those tags.
The root of the evil is not the construction of new, more dreadful. Vision is the art of seeing things invisible.
Next. This is funny, having two cities with the same size and one with strength 13, the other one with strength 102. Okay, advanced ballistics, 12 turns to get lasers, but we'll get the great scientist in 8 turns, so that it'll speed up the lasers. What does it look like with the World Congress? 1 turn. I could get the Chancery to just get the extra production, but we have almost 300, so that won't be a huge difference. Airports would be nice, but I don't think we can delay those extra units. So unit cap will be a problem. But military bases give unit cap, right? Should be at least +1. Oh, that's not what I want. This is what I want. Expensive as hell. Okay, next. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, are there any caravans that we can plunder around here? There's one. Oh, come on. Don't have enough movement points.
The night is far spent. The day is in.
Okay, 15 turns to get particle physics. And we get the scientist in 7. So basically, I think 7 turns to get particle physics. Then we can start working on CERN. I'm even thinking that we may not need CERN. Oh. Well, it would speed up giant death robots. We could maybe get a few of these just for fun. Okay, 45. And I think I'll make a cut here, because this will be the last turn when we can use diplomacy freely. I'm pretty sure next turn we'll be sanctioned. So I'll check our options, if I can trade something somewhere, because sanction doesn't cancel trades, right? It just means that we can't trade anymore. So if I can get some trades now, they will just run for the full duration, those 70 turns. And there might be some things we still want to buy. And I'll try to just bribe some people to declare more wars. We need the world to fight as much as possible. Well, we specifically need Indonesia to fight as much as possible. We have defensive pact with Assyria. We could get defensive pact with Assyria as well.
Bagyo. Babarno.
Well, as I said, I'll try to figure something out off camera. For today, we are done. So, as usual, I hope that you like this episode. I hope that you can join me for the next one again. And until then, have a good time. Bye-bye.